thought was going to happen, or what I thought was going to happen after I sat up there and ate that breakfast and really tried to finish it. So I came home to take a rest, and I just want to talk about something. Oprah has these five lists of books that she says changed her life. I think it's about five of them. Two of the Eckhart Tolle books on there. There's another one, the one I'm reading, and then Untethered Soul is another one I want to read. Sometimes they are hard to find. One thing I will say about my two favorites, absolutely love the Eckhart Tolle books. It's like meditation on a page. They unfortunately are found in what they consider like the new age category. And I know that turns people off. It is not against religion or trying to form a new religion. It takes the fundamental values of religion and puts them in a more intellectual, non-denominational, analytical type of way. Basically, the principles that I'm getting out of all of them is this whole idea of the real principles of Christianity is to love your neighbor and serve your neighbor. That was the whole thing that Christ came to do, was to show love in a sacrificial loving type of way, to have the grace, to have the mercy, to have the message, right? So and that causes a big impact. It doesn't matter if you're like on a big stage or not. I could see why Oprah likes these types of books. This one I am struggling through. I really do not like this book. I read the preface on it again. I'm only on page 42. And the main concepts of it so far are about non-judgmental justice, meaning that you can know that something is right or wrong. For something to be right or wrong, it must harm another person or thing, or even like such as the earth or animals or something like that. But you should be able to look at that situation objectively and not have a negative emotion towards it, because you know that there's a process to take care of the wrongdoing. So let's say if somebody commits a vicious crime such as like murder, or like maim somebody in a DUI driving situation. Let the court system be the justice system, which I already believe that. But it talks about not having anger towards that or resentment towards it, or allowing that to make the people affected victims. And I'm kind of struggling with that because I'm kind of struggling with that because it goes on to say there is a lesson and an experience in it that is supposed to go towards the person who it affected. That if you have a child that passes away, or that if you have an illness, there is a lesson in the experience that is greater than anything that you could obtain in other ways. Like that's the way that your soul was supposed to obtain a lesson, and it's normally a lesson of compassion and forgiveness and a fuller understanding. That's the main thing. That the lesson is supposed to enlighten you. I have a problem with that because I'm like, we're not animal. Like we're not. I'm not gonna say we're not animals. We're not robots. You know what I mean? But I do understand. My favorite phrase is that we are not human beings having spiritual experiences. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. I do believe that life is not over when you close your eyes, and life did not start when you opened your eyes. That there is something that created you, and that there's something that you're going to go back to. For me, being a Christian, that feeds right into everything I believe. That's unshakable for me. I do not believe that my level of consciousness is the beginning and end of whatever is inside me. That goes back to like the whole scientific principle that energy is neither created or destroyed. And if we're just energy at our core, how can that be created or destroyed? So that's unshakable for me. However, with that humanity being involved, and maybe that's why I don't like the book, because he is stressing the fact that if you're going through certain experiences in life, let's say negative experiences in life, that's because you have not gained the experience or the enlightenment or the lesson from those experiences. And it's kind of like he's trying to say you can fast forward those kind of things, the negativity of it, and go straight to the positive. Like you can filter it and just say, this happened to me, but I know it's supposed to teach me compassion or patience or hope. He was talking about like even animals and things like that, and how you can say that it's a dog eat dog world, or you can view it in his mentality of it's one thing obtaining, one thing lending itself for the energy of another to have a higher level of energy where it is a ultimate giving. There's no taking, just giving. And I think a lot of people would kind of struggle with that. That's not what we're taught in school. That's not what we're taught as Americans. Everything is more like, if I give to you, that means I have less. We're not taught to think that there is an abundance, that the giving just keeps on giving per se. So it kind of does seem far out there, but I do understand why a person like Oprah would gravitate towards these types of books, because if you are a person that feels like that they have greater in them, that they can tap into something within, and the more that they give, she says that she would have never created the OWN network had she not read this book, because it taught her about living with intentions. Before then, she was just a pleaser, and she would do things just to please people, and she didn't question her intentions behind why was she just pleasing people, why was she just pleasing people. But once she set her intentions to something else, it wasn't just to entertain people or to get ratings on television. It was really to enlighten people and bring them to a higher level of consciousness. That's when she was able to open her schools in Africa and really become the Oprah before then that we all know and love. So I can see it. I don't doubt it. But maybe I'm just not there yet. It just seems so lofty and so big. And almost in a way, to me, I don't know, why does it feel like it's like combative? Like you want to challenge everything that I know. It's not even challenge. It's just like I'm up against opposition all the time, bad attitudes all the time, things that are not my way all the time. And now I'm not supposed to get emotional about them. I'm just supposed to say, there's a lesson in that. And that is maturity, right? Just to say, you know what, that person treated me wrong. There's a lesson in that. Is a lesson for me, or is a lesson for them? And the main thing is to not even question the lesson, because then you would become more judgmental. The whole thing is that the lesson will reveal itself to you. I know it's weird. I know it's weird. If you read this book, let me know what you think about it. Did you like it? Did you hate it? I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't know why I don't like it. Maybe like years from now, I'll look back on this video and be like, "Girl, you had so much to learn." But I'm just like, I don't know. This is not the greatest. I love me some Eckhart Tolle, but this guy here, what is his name? Gary. I don't know. I don't know how you say it. I know that he's really popular now, but